It's Luke and Naomi.
Welcome into Luke and Naomi On-Air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock Reviews episode 105.
Wow.
5 episodes into the 100s feels like we've actually done 100 episodes now. For some, we're firmly here.
Yeah, compared to like when you're at 65, even though 65 episodes is a lot, that's 65 hours at least. It just doesn't have the same feel as saying like 101, 105.
105 now. We're in the thick of the 100s now. Officially
Sure, yeah.
Officially into, the hundreds.
Okay.
Anyway, well, welcome. I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn.
Hello.
Hello. I've seen a ton of movies. Naomi Lynn is working on it.
I'm getting there.
So we've got a cool review because today's part 1 of 2. We got Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yeah.
This episode, then we'll hit episode 106 with Kill Bill Volume 2. We'll do that right away.
Yeah, we kind of have to.
Mostly because I'm dying to see the second half again, and I don't want to make Naomi wait too long, so we'll see.
I do have to ask a quick question since you brought it up already.
All right.
Isn't there a third one?
There is not.
There's not? There's no Kill Bill Volume 3?
No, surprisingly enough, right? Tarantino's not a guy to do trilogies.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just shocked because you were like, yeah, we really have to do the second one right away. And then I'm like, okay, well, what about the third? Does the third not matter? Yeah, because apparently it doesn't exist.
The third don't matter because there ain't one. How about that?
Surprise, surprise.
And less, watching and note-taking for you.
Yeah.
You can get out of that universe quicker.
That's right.
How about that? So, yeah, we'll have that one coming up next week. Kill Bill Volume 1 is today. Luke and Naomi on air. Naomi's Under a Rock Reviews. If you've seen it, relive your first watch through Naomi's eyes. If you've never seen it either, should you?
I'll let you know.
With a ton of spoilers. So if you've never seen it either, maybe hit pause, go watch it, and come back.
Yeah. And then find out if I say no, don't watch it.
That would be our recommendation anyway.
Yeah.
So that's coming up in just a little bit. Extra bloody review from Naomi. I'm excited to get your thoughts on how that goes.
On the blood?
Yeah, on
and
all
the
of
guts?
That, 'cause I know how much you really enjoy that stuff. So.
Yeah.
The USA and Canada are set to face off in the finals of the Four Nations face-off. That's what it's called.
The hockey
that's coming
stuff.
up on Thursday. I don't know how many of Luke and Naomi's people are down with hockey, but if you missed Saturday night's game, USA versus Canada, the first fight was 2 seconds into the game.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't watch the whole game, but I did see the fights.
And
I did see that first fight 2 seconds in and saw the clock stopped at 19:58. And I'm like, oh,
3
here
fights within the first, I think it was 7 to 10 seconds.
Yes.
Something like that. The second 2 fights weren't the best, but it was the thought that counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really good game, especially since, our boy from Detroit, Dylan Larkin, got one of the goals in there. But if you're not watching that, it's this Thursday. They're actually going to play tonight in a few minutes. So, we'll be watching that later on. But they're going to play the championship game Thursday, 8 o'clock. Check it out. It is going to be awesome.
Watch it just for the fights because there's going to be more.
It is the USA versus Canada in hockey is right up there with some solid rivalry. So
Yeah.
that was a ton of fun to watch. And shout out to, our Detroit Red Wing, Dylan Larkin, for scoring a goal there. Also, I got a message today
Okay.
from Paul. Shout out to Paul for keeping the books for Luke and Naomi on air because
He
Paul
usually
says,
keeps us in line.
He does. He does. Paul says back a few episodes when we did District 9.
Yeah.
Remember District 9?
No, it was a long time ago.
So apparently some point in that episode, we should have listened to it before, but that's a seat of our pants. We do last minute everything. So
Yeah.
We mentioned that we're going to revisit District 9 in a couple of months because I remember you not exactly being keen on the movie.
Oh, you got to let it marinate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and decide whether I still like it, would like to see it again, and all of that.
that movie lives in my head a lot because of the ending and stuff like that. But it's just like, oh my God, if that really happened and things like that. And I'm always like, I got to go back and watch it again and all. So 4 months, have you thought about it ever again?
I don't think it has crossed my mind once. I really don't. Maybe the actual name, like District 9, but not in the movie sense.
So it has a District 9. Oh yeah, I saw that movie. Man, that was a bleeped up movie. Oh man. Oh wow. I wonder if they're going to do a sequel for that. Boy, that was crazy the way that ended. Nothing?
No. No.
All right, so
I've completely forgotten about it.
After all this time, would you watch that again?
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious. I really have forgotten a lot about that movie. As we're talking about it, I'm getting like flashes of parts of the movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was really messed up, and kind of sad too.
It's episode 94. If anybody wants to find it, and
that's it.
Yeah,
it was 94. Episode 94.
So not that far ago, but that was 4 months ago because we took a couple of long breaks in between with the holidays and all that stuff.
That's crazy. I feel like that was, I don't know.
So,
no.
Yeah, and the caption on the episode, grab some cat food and start listening.
Oh, yeah, the cat food. Gross.
So just if you remember that part. So, yeah, yes. would you watch District 9 again now?
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious.
Would you stop and watch it if it's on TV?
Oh, yeah, probably, because I do want to see it.
All right. Are you happy you watched it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was happy about it.
All right, so there you go. I hope I covered all the bases, Paul. He only gave me several hours to figure out the questions that I said we were going to ask you last episode. But that's how we roll around here.
Yeah.
Last minute stuff.
I do think that we try to fit it in at some point this week just to refresh my memory.
You want to watch District 9 again?
Yeah, I'd like to check it out and kind of remember it.
See, I think that's at the crux of what we were kind of talking about revisiting in a couple of months. So there we go. I think we have a winner.
Yeah.
I think I'm taking that as a win anyway. How about that?
You can take the W.
That'll do. I'm with it. 100%. All right. Got to get to some random facts. Your recurrent dose of Did You Know?
I was going to say, if you mess it up this time
right?
Paul
and I bragged
named
last week.
it. Yeah.
I bragged last week about remembering it and everything. Sometimes I get the order wrong. Like, random dose of Did You Know instead of, a recurrent facts for the week or something like that. So that's the perils that I try to avoid every week that just creeps in my head.
That's terrible.
The way I
sounds like intrusive thoughts.
Oh, intrusive thoughts. That's what I'm trying to. That's the intrusive thoughts I deal with every time the microphone's on. Don't say that backwards, dumbass.
And how many times do you accidentally say something backwards?
That's why a lot of times I just go, all right, and then move right on.
There you go.
Your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Some random facts for episode 105. Did you know recipes can't be trademarked? Do you know that?
I didn't know that, but I'm glad because I've stolen so many recipes and like I didn't pass them off as my own work, but repurposed them.
Oh, if you've ever had Naomi's bacon, bourbon, whatever cookies you made over Christmas, that's your recipe now.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I didn't write a long frickin' story beforehand. So, you didn't have to read 18 paragraphs till you got to the recipe.
Naomi's recipes, you get right to it.
Yeah.
Right to it. Anyway, so recipes can't be trademarked, but can be ruled trade secrets. The formula for Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, I believe Pepsi's is, KFC's 11 herbs and spices, things like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Locked all up. Did you know a woman sued Quaker Oats in 2009 for false advertising when she found out the Crunch Berries and Captain Crunch weren't real fruit?
It's worth a shot trying to sue them and, get a couple bucks out of the deal. I don't believe that woman was that stupid. There's no way.
She must have
been
too.
like, hey.
Oh, this is a good angle. I'll try this.
Somebody's got to take this case and I'm going to win $1 million.
I hope the woman found a lawyer who's like, listen, I'm only going to get paid if you get paid, and didn't charge her for time.
I hope he did.
For the lawyer's sake, I hope he charged her something like that. The case was dismissed, by the way. Judge dismissed the lawsuit.
Yeah, probably was like, this is not worth anybody's time.
Yeah. Did you know that the spacesuits Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin wore to the moon in 1969 were designed and manufactured by Playtex?
Huh. Okay.
The Playtex.
I guess you can trust them.
Yeah. There's so many.
I'm going to leave it there.
There's so many absorbency jokes I want to make, but they're all just crowding in at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you know Michael Jackson wanted to play Spider-Man really, really badly?
Really?
Yeah, I love Spider-Man.
That's weird.
I want to play Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Michael Jackson really wanted to play Spider-Man, but he knew he would never get cast as Spider-Man, of course. Same as me.
Well, yeah.
So at one point in the 90s, he tried to buy Marvel Comics.
Well, that's how you do it. I'm going to buy it, and then I can cast myself.
And it's freaky to think about because the man bought the Beatles.
Yeah.
So wow. And if he had bought Marvel Comics, if he had succeeded, he would have made Michael Jackson as Spider-Man movie.
I feel like our Marvel universe would end up being so small. I don't think it would branch out the way that it has.
Deadpool 4. Michael Jackson as Spider-Man in a multiverse situation.
No.
Oh my God,
Just
it's gotta
no.
happen. Oh, it would be so great.
Gosh, no.
Just ridiculous.
Please,
I mean,
no.
come on, if you saw Deadpool and Wolverine, that wouldn't be too bad.
It's not that far-fetched,
yeah,
but
I mean,
it is still a little out there.
That damn dog. Nothing. Michael Jackson's face wouldn't be as gross as that dog.
Oh, that dog in the movie? Yeah.
Yikes. Anyway, finally, did you know Grover Cleveland is the only president who was also an executioner?
No, I did not know that. That's weird.
While he was sheriff of Erie County, New York. Shout out to Buffalo.
I guess.
I'm pretty sure that's Erie County. Pretty sure. About a decade before he became president, he personally executed 2 criminals.
Okay.
And that is your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Some random facts for episode 105. Is a good one, huh?
It actually was. I was highly entertained by that.
Yeah, I like that one. I had that one saved. It was a good one. All right. This is so funny. We enjoy our Chinese food.
Yeah.
Mostly because the delivery doesn't cost the price of Uber Eats or something like that.
No, the delivery's really cheap.
Yeah, so that's really awesome.
I feel like the delivery fee is like $4, if that.
It is our absolute laziest food when we get the Chinese food. And shout out to the Paper Crane here in Wilmington. That's where we go all the time. We love them.
Yeah.
Love to get the fortune cookies, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's one, from the last time we got Chinese food, there's one on our fridge.
Magneted to the fridge.
Yeah, because I liked it.
And, there's occasions throughout time where I've saved a fortune here or there. I find going through old drawers. It's like, oh, yeah, a little fortune.
Oh, yeah, this one's cute.
Yeah, something about music or some nonsense like that, right? Well, there's a Vietnamese place in Australia that gives people custom-made R-rated fortune cookies.
Really?
Wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah, actually, I want an R-rated fortune cookie.
It reminds me of that restaurant. I think it's called Dick's. And they give you the paper hats.
And they write really mean stuff on it. And
Yeah.
then the waitresses are really mean to you and all that.
Yes. So they give you these R-rated fortune cookies, which customers love. So they recently ordered a batch special for Valentine's Day, but they accidentally got shipped to a different restaurant.
Like a normal
a normal
Chinese
place.
place that now somebody's going to get all these R-rated.
They accidentally shipped them to other fortune cookie using restaurants, whatever you want to call it. Right?
Yep.
So people got the fortunes, were, quote, quite upset.
Oh, come on. Why were you upset? Surprised, I feel, is a better adjective to describe that. Upset? No. I think you're getting a little too far ahead of yourself with that one.
No, I guess they weren't dirty.
Okay.
Because, too far ahead of yourself with, getting upset about it is a little right. But one said you're capable of great things, but all you do is look at your phone all day. You won't be that great. Sorry.
That's a phenomenal one. Just send a
Motivation.
huge batch of those ones. It can just say that same thing.
Just the same one over and over.
To everybody in the U.S. right now, because we could probably use, like you said, motivation.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
That's not bad, and especially that they're not dirty. How can you be upset about it? It's a fortune cookie. It's free anyways. What do you care?
I know it, right? You get all mad about that. Just laugh about it. It's
half the people don't even eat.
You.
Half the people don't even eat the fortune cookie to begin with.
You just look for the fortune. I like smashing it open, grabbing the fortune.
I feel like you're supposed to eat the cookie. That's supposed to bring the fortune, make it come real or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to eat the fortune cookie. You have to eat the cardboard, basically, because those things do not taste good.
I wish there was more. I want to see more of these.
Me too.
I only have one more on the list that was, I guess, dirty because of the cuss words in it. The year of the snake bears good fortune. Your divorce is coming soon. And then it says, it ends with, it says, your spouse only married you for your money, you ugly C word.
Wow. Okay. So that one I can see a couple people getting upset about. I still don't think they should, because that's friggin' funny.
I mean,
can you imagine getting that fortune? Like,
I'd laugh so hard.
I'd be like, there's
God.
something wrong here.
Oh,
I'm not used to him being so mean.
Yeah, I bet whoever's upset was just trying to get free dinner.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The restaurant that ordered them found out about it when the company emailed to say they weren't going to do swear words anymore. Which is fine. No swear words. You don't need swear words to say you're capable of great things, but all you do is look at your phone all day. You won't be that great.
Yeah, you don't need a swear word for that.
That's awesome. The restaurant owner says it was their mistake, not hers, but they said they're not taking any chances. They'll still do silly messages or even rude ones. Just no profanity. Apparently, the C word is what got people upset.
Yeah, I can see that one.
People don't like that, I guess?
No. Out of all the cuss words you've got out there, the C and F are your big ones.
Yeah. Different in England, I hear, Brian. Let me know. Brian sends me that word in an email every week.
Oh, yeah? Is he calling you that?
Yeah, just for fun, All right, I'm kidding. There we go. This next one, it might touch a nerve. So when Naomi and I traveled, we have to be conscious of going up mountains and things like that.
Yes.
Because we get too close to, sheer cliffs and drop-offs and stuff. As you know, you drive around, especially our friends out west.
Yes.
So that freaks Naomi out really good. And I mean, we've been in, if we're coming from western North Carolina, where there's just a gorge kind of to the right.
Yeah, I can handle some of that stuff, but not a lot of it.
But there's a crazy response. Now, do you get that way on bridges too?
Not too bad.
Crazy fascinating, not crazy mean.
I will admit, like, the one time we were on the Blue Water Bridge that connects Michigan to Canada, we were on that one time coming in from Canada, and we got stuck on the bridge. And it's
you can
quite
kind of feel it move a little bit.
Yeah, you could feel it moving. I was very uncomfortable. I couldn't even think straight. My hands were sweaty and everything. I was very, very uncomfortable.
So heights or long bridges? Do long bridges matter? Like when we were on the bridge to the Florida Keys, does that one?
No, that didn't bother me at all.
That doesn't bother you at all?
No.
Okay. So the reason I'm kind of slow walking into this one just for
I'm
dramatic
kind of curious
effect,
where
honestly.
we're going here.
This is also going to be our question of the week. So a new poll is going around the internet that's getting people talking that says, if it were ever possible, would you drive across a massive bridge from the United States to Europe, assuming there were proper facilities along the way?
No. Absolutely not.
Immediately not.
No.
Okay.
We have done the, Chesapeake Bay Bridge to Tunnel?
Yeah.
Over the water and all
that.
of that. That was decently cool, a little freaky, but that was enough over the water that I want to be. And it wasn't, it was quite a few miles, but that's enough.
So I approached this. No, I'm not gonna lie. I've read this already, and I know some of the stats and stuff. So I've already had the reactions. But I approached this going, yeah, of course.
No,
I
you
would
know
totally do
how long that is? Plus all the issues that could possibly arise.
Therein lies the game.
Like, what happens when a cruise ship loses power and crashes into the bridge? Everybody on the bridge for that span of thousands of miles is going to end up dying.
You really took this way too far with the crazy, crazy dark thoughts. But okay, let me get to a couple of numbers first, all right?
That's the thoughts that go through my head when you tell me these things.
We're going up the side of a mountain. All of a sudden, my husband's going to yank the wheel 90 degrees and drive us off a cliff.
What if you sneeze and
If you've ever been in a car, ever? I've sneezed in the car.
I don't know. Could have a knee-jerk reaction.
Life
but your
isn't
arm,
a cartoon. Things like that don't happen.
No, it's possible.
Watch too much TV, but not enough movies, apparently. I don't know how. All right. So the numbers, when that comes into play, you're not wrong. It's an incredibly daunting, intimidating span, right? It is. So if you go to the shortest point from Maine, I believe, to Portugal, we're keeping it U.S., I think. Maine to Portugal.
Okay.
3,100 miles.
That's disgusting.
So that is about the distance comparable to road tripping from Maine to California, which is a long drive.
And all over water? No, thank you.
Right. So it would take 36 hours about if you did 85 completely without stopping, slowing down, maintaining the speed, and all that stuff.
First of all, I'm not going 85 on a bridge that long over water to begin with. I'm going 25. Scared. Maybe 30.
We're going to Louisiana because I want to do the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway.
My gosh, no. I've seen pictures of that and it looks scary.
I want to do that and see if I can handle that. And then I'll get back to this question a little bit. Anyway, there's a poll. So 35% of people said yes. 19% of people said maybe. 18 said...
Wait. How much? How many people said yeah?
35%. Which
bull.
is not
I'm
a
calling
lot.
bull right now. I don't even think 35% of people would want to do that.
18% said no. 28% said hell no.
There you go. That's correct.
So,
that is
yes.
the correct answer. Hell no.
Maine to Portugal. So...
It's a long ways.
Could you imagine driving that, right? So it's going to take you 3-4 days, something like that, right? With stops and things. There's been times we've done some long road trips where we had to pull over and sleep. There is no way in hell I would be able to get any kind of sleep just in the middle of the freaking Atlantic Ocean on a bridge.
Yep. And then you're going to start getting delirious and trying to drive on a bridge in the middle of the ocean. What happens when there's a storm and there's 40-foot waves hitting the side of this bridge?
That's the thing. So it's nigh on impossible, so it'll never really happen. A train might be more realistic, something like that. But the
I don't
idea
like
is
this at all. Like, I'm getting anxiety
it's
thinking
unsettling
about
just
this.
to think about, right? Like the massive span of that rogue waves, crazy storms that you can't predict. Icebergs.
All the hurricanes. That bridge would be wiped out so freaking fast. Come on. There's just no way.
I'd love for it to be an actual engineering possibility, but I'll stick with flying.
The odds are against you that it's possible.
So I just wanted to see how riled up I could get you with that one, because I knew just sticking you on a bridge in the middle of the Atlantic wasn't going to be.
My hands are sweaty right now. I'm not going to lie.
She's hollering and shit. Oh my God, that was wonderful.
I just don't like it.
Well done. Well done. All right. That is our question for the week. Would you do it? Assuming it was, there was gas stations and rest stops and all of that. And I guess assuming it was safe enough to do, engineered that, okay, yes, it's going to rain and storm and waves and all that shit, but you could still do it. Would you do it?
It's still a big no.
That's the question for everybody. So weigh in. We want to know. Even if it's a no and you've got pretty much the same answers, let us know. I want to hear everybody's take on this.
I want to know if it's no for a different answer that I didn't think of, because I'm kind of curious if there's other reasons where you're like, yeah, no, that's just not happening.
The Kraken.
Yeah, maybe.
Stuff
Loch
like
Ness monster. I don't know. What?
There's so many things wrong with that statement.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know where to begin unpacking that one. So last week we asked you, Loch Ness monster, outside of Loch Ness, is it Loch? It's Loch Ness, yeah.
Yep.
That's your story and you're sticking to it, huh? Yeah, that's the ticket. Last week we asked you to share some stories about your grandparents. You stuck in the middle of the Atlantic, aren't you? We actually, the look, we can't do this live with the camera because some of the looks, the shame that you display, it really comes through.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Loch Ness monster?
It's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Listen, all waterways are almost connected. Okay, I give up. I'm sorry. I thought I could get through that.
No jokes this episode because there ain't a better laugh than this.
Oh my gosh. You gotta have that beep technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Do you have a story about your grandparents you want to share?
I don't really. I mean, I wish I knew a little bit more with my grandpa and everything he did, because he was one, I think he was like 20 or 18 and got into the Coast Guard. and did that for his career. And I'd love to hear stories about what it was like being in the Coast Guard and being in helicopters all the time and all of that kind of stuff. He did that until he was 40 and then retired.
That's crazy.
Retired at 40.
I think that's the most interesting thing about him is that he retired at 40.
Not only that, but then he ended up going back. First of all, he retired from the government. You know?
Yeah.
Military at 40. So he had a pension. But then went back to work and worked at the post office, another government entity there, and got a pension from there as well.
Wow.
So he did okay. And then my grandma ended up working at the post office for a little while too.
All right.
Yeah.
Right on. Quite a life.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. That's very cool. My granddad that I know about was a World War II veteran. Very cool. Believe the story goes he was asked to be on Lyndon Johnson's guard detail, like one of his Secret Service members.
Really?
Yeah, but he had, his family back in my hometown, which is just absurd to think about. That he was like,
That
nah,
he declined it?
Nah, bro.
Well, if you have your family and your family means more to you than your career, then that makes sense.
Yep, and
plus a dangerous job,
did some cool stuff too, and I believe, I don't know if I'm remembering the story incorrectly or not, but he, was serving with his neighbor or a guy from the same town or whatever, and the guy, I think it was like as the war was wrapping up or something like that, the dude got shot in the foot or leg or whatever.
Yeah.
And Grandpa carried him back to their unit, battalion, to safety and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that he saved his life, but he took care of him back to, whatever, because I don't think the wound was that bad. But anyway, they were neighbors for the rest of their lives.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's and I hope I'm not. My dad's gonna fill in the blanks for me after he hears this. But
yeah,
and
if you made any mistakes, then you'll hear the retraction
That's
statements
right.
during episode 106.
But I'm pretty sure that's how that story goes. And then my grandmother was wonderful, and just has the best stories. But I don't know that they're necessarily for sharing for public consumption.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, there was a story involving an ex-husband putting a shotgun at her, and she was like, "Oh, you're so full of shit."
So she was a badass.
Yes,
she was a legit badass.
That was long before
that's cool.
I was even born. So obviously he was full of shit. So that's
Yeah.
really cool. So that was a fun one. She actually told me that one herself. So
That's cool.
I can share that one for sure, knowing that story. Juan says both his paternal great-grandparents lived long enough to be awarded the longest living member of their community.
Oh, that's awesome.
He said his great-grandfather in 2008 and then his great-grandmother in around 2018.
Okay.
He says currently his maternal great-grandmother is the oldest pioneer woman in her community and has been awarded as such, as well as a living historian and local genealogical record keeper for keeping an ongoing family Bible dating back well over the foundation of several towns and villages that are now abandoned that she's lived through.
That's crazy.
In the towns and through and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. That's so cool.
That is an excellent one. Didn't get a ton of time because we just didn't to get a bunch of answers. But where is Brian's? I'm trying to find Brian's. Brian from England wrote in, and this is cool because, I mentioned my granddad in World War II, right?
Yeah.
From the U.S. Well, pardon me, Brian's grandfather was also in World War II in the Royal Air Force.
Okay.
How about that? But he was a pathfinder. Brian says he never spoke about it much. He was saddened that he lit up the targets ahead of bomber crews who then had to contend with Searchlight and Flask and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, if you don't know what the Pathfinders did, they flew ahead of the bomber crews because they had the radios.
Okay.
Radios in short supply at the time and stuff like that. So they put all the radios into the Pathfinder crews ahead of time. They flew ahead, communicated, marked spots with flares, and then the bombers followed and, were able to hit the targets that they needed to. So
right.
That's pretty interesting.
It is. It's very cool.
Very cool. Keep the comments coming. If we get some more next week, we will definitely share those. I like that. I'll talk about our grandparents all day. Your grandparents, my grandparents, everybody's grandparents.
Everybody's. I love hearing those older stories. And, you know, when you're a kid and your grandparents want to tell you, back in my day, you know, you don't want to hear it. But now it's like, I love hearing those stories because things were so different.
Yeah, I got to a point with my grandmother that I would, I'd spend some time with her fairly regularly and get some good old stories. Mostly family stories and stuff like that.
Right,
But
which
that's
is
cool,
still good. Yeah.
All of that. So, yeah, you can keep those coming. We'll get another Luke and Naomi's Wholesome Corner going on with the
I like that. Wholesome corner.
with the grandparents. But for next week, we also want to know the bridge question. Are you crossing? Are you driving across are you making that trip? Are you driving your ass to Europe on the bridge? Maine to Portugal it would be too.
Speaking of retracting statements, Loch Ness monster statements have been
Just gonna
officially
bring it back
retracted.
up, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Oh man.
Okay, send your answers, Luke and Naomi on air on Facebook, or you can drop them wherever you are listening.
Or you can be like Brian and put them on our website,
That's right.
lukeandnaomi.com. That's up. Not caught up yet, but we are so close.
Motoring right along. Check it out if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet. We are very proud of it. Naomi's been doing some really good work on that, and it looks great.
That's right, it does.
And we got more stuff coming for it, you know, as we continue to progress and build it and all of that. So definitely check that out. And like she said, you can comment there too. If you want to, just comment everywhere. I'll read your comment every time. Once for every.
I like that. Just copy and paste. Put it on YouTube. Put it on Facebook.
Right.
Send us a Facebook message so then it's a private one, you know.
One for every medium that you want to enter.
That's right.
All right, you ready to do this?
Yes.
I should have gotten the music out.
Meh, we don't need it.
Instead, we'll do this.
That works.
Or the 5, 6, 7, 8s with the woohoo, woohoo. That's like so annoying, isn't it?
It is.
I love that song, but it's so annoying.
Did not enjoy that.
I don't know how I could like something that is as annoying as that, but I do.
You do?
Must have taken lessons from you, because I don't know how you like me. Anyway, Kill Bill Volume 1.
Just plowing through that, right?
Take it away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. So we start with this girl dying. Talking with Bill. I'm guessing that's Bill because that's the name on the handkerchief he's using to wipe some blood off her face. She's all bloody, beaten up, looks real rough. She says, "The baby is yours," and then he shoots her. So that's how the movie starts. All right.
Excellent.
Okay.
Bang, bang.
Girl who died in the beginning goes to another woman's house. So I guess we're going back in time. I'm not sure what's happening here. Once she answers...
Listen, I had to watch Pulp Fiction about 5 times before I realized that he was jumping around in time in that one. So
yeah.
I get it.
Listen, I figure it out real fast, but at this moment I didn't.
Yeah, I think he learned a thing or two about helping you with that. So.
Yeah. So the girl who died in the beginning, she goes to another woman's house. The other woman answers the door, and all of a sudden, girl with no name that died starts seeing red, and they start fighting. And it's not like clawing at each other or anything like that. It's punching, it's kicking, it's hitting each other with broken table legs. Like, it's an all-out brawl.
Real fight.
Yeah. Then the woman's kid gets home, so they stop fighting. They have coffee, as if they're good friends. It's a really weird interaction.
It is a strange interaction,
though.
right?
Yeah. But I was entertained by it because I'm like, what the heck is happening?
At this point, you gotta like know what has like how is this going to be resolved. I think so. You're absolutely like I personally am in it.
Yeah, it hooks you right away.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Apparently, the girl who died in the beginning and that was fighting this other woman, she's going to be our main character here. I don't know what her name is because they bleep it out.
I was waiting for you to bring this up.
I don't know why. Why can't we know her name? Why is it a secret?
The best part is, and I don't even, just the best part is when the name is revealed. And I'll leave it right there. We'll
Probably going to be
that.
something stupid like Linda.
We'll revisit that next week.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah, this was a thing. Now imagine waiting however many years we waited in between these two movies just to find out her damn name.
I would have been pissed. I probably wouldn't watch the second one. I am. If I had to wait too long, I wouldn't watch the second one. So I'd be like, no.
What do you refer to her? I really was just going to let you go until you mentioned it, and we got to that right away. What do you refer to her as in your notes?
The girl with no name.
Serious? Okay. You didn't pick up on the bride?
No, I noticed that they do mention that at one point.
That is basically what the character's referred to in the first movie in Volume 1.
Yeah, no, I
Now
usually
in Volume
just say
3, her name is Princess Shabubu. Because that's not a thing.
I was just gonna be like, wait a minute. You told me there wasn't a third one. Oh my gosh.
You need to take a nap before next episode.
I think so. I think so. Okay.
Loch Ness.
I swear, like, we didn't like drink or smoke or do anything. Like, this is normal. All right. Back to the notes. All right. I don't know why they bleeped out her name. But her code name was Black Mamba.
There you go.
So I think I mentioned her as Black Mamba a few times.
Kobe.
And the girl she was fighting, her code name was Copperhead. They decide to meet up at 2:30 in the morning at a baseball diamond to finish their fight, except for Copperhead grabs a box of cereal to get a snack for her daughter.
What kind?
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Yep. But there's a gun inside, and so she shoots at Black Mamba. She misses, but then Black Mamba throws a knife, and it kills the woman. Really didn't see that coming. I thought, like...
You thought they were going to meet up at the baseball field. You're ready for this, right?
And I thought she was going to be a
round
key member of this story, and apparently not. Okay.
Okay. And so when the Kaboom box comes out, I say to Naomi, I'm like, my mom loved that cereal. Because my mom and uncles absolutely loved Kaboom. That was a real cereal at one point.
I didn't think it was a real cereal. You mentioned that, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when she, pulled the gun, well, she doesn't even pull the gun out. Like, it's in the box. She sticks her hand in the box and then brings it all, like, straight up and then shoots her through the box.
Surprising.
So I thought...
But it's so fitting. Like, it's Kaboom.
Well, I thought, like, after that happened, that, like, you said that so I would pay attention to the cereal box. I really didn't think that it was an actual cereal.
No, I was more pointing out that it was a real cereal and that my parents loved it.
Well, today I learned Kaboom's a real cereal and there's no Kill Bill Volume 3.
Princess Shabubu.
What the heck? All right. So we traveled back in time 4 years to El Paso, Texas, where we've got a whole wedding party that has been killed, but apparently the bride isn't dead. And that's the main character. I put in parentheses, I think, because it took me a second to figure it out. Well, I wasn't positive. I wasn't positive. She looks a lot different.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, less bloody.
Yes.
Sort of.
Next scene takes us to the hospital where the woman with no name, I think that's what I'm going to need to call her, is in a hospital bed, and a woman who looks like she's posing as a doctor walks in the hospital whistling. Whistling loudly, too, and it's really unsettling.
Oh, it's a great tune.
I just did not like that. That's so weird.
Yeah, it's awesome. Have you ever noticed me whistle? I will just whistle that around the house every now and then.
You're not going to be able to do that anymore. You realize that, right? So my guess is she's there to finish the job, kill the woman with no name, but she won't succeed because we're 4 years in the past? I was really confused at the timeline here.
Good time math.
Don't worry, I'll figure it out.
I mean, that's what all those years of watching Back to the Future were for.
Yeah, well, I didn't study them as hard as you did. All right, so we get a little context here. We get the timeline. Bill did shoot her 4 years ago, put a bullet in her head, but she actually lived. The fake nurse was going to try to kill her, but Bill told her no. And he tells the fake nurse to come home and that he loves her. So apparently, does he just love all these assassin women? Like, I don't even like this guy already, and I don't even know the story behind this.
Yeah. You get more in the second movie, but
I'm still mad about this. Don't tell these women that you love them.
So you don't have her down as California Mountain Snake or
No.
L driver or anything like that?
Fake doctor.
Fake doctor.
Good enough.
Well, next episode you'll get her name.
Okay.
Next
Anyway.
episode.
Well, anyway, he says if she wakes up, then they'll come after her. And then, here we are. She wakes from her coma. Somehow knows it's been 4 years by looking at her hands. Which, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, she yells out, "It's been 4 years!" Like...
I don't know if she was like looking at the band on her wrist, like the hospital band, or what the deal is. If I
that would actually make sense.
Or if she's like, some.
But I didn't see no band on her hand.
Mystical ninja trick for.
But apparently
aging.
she knows. She knows it's been 4 years. She hears a doctor coming, so she lays back down. Come to find out, he's charging people to have relations with her while she's in a coma. That's absolutely disgusting.
It is one of the more vile scenes in Ideas ever.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy is in here who just paid and is probably going to end up dead. I mean, why wouldn't
So
she
is that what you're thinking?
kill him? Yeah. She's going to kill him.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. And she does. And she also kills the doctor, too, and then steals his truck.
His name is Buck.
Yeah. And Buck is dead now and lost his truck.
Buck's dead, baby.
Yeah.
Buck's dead.
We then get the backstory for another one of the assassins, Cottonmouth, whose parents were killed in front of her when she was 9, so she started killing early. Also, this whole story is done in like cartoon anime, which very interesting switch up in the middle of the movie, and definitely more bloody, so I figured maybe that was a reason behind it. Like, hey,
That is exactly why.
makes sense
Nailed
because
it.
we
Good for
can, make it more gruesome, but it's cartoon, so it doesn't seem very gruesome.
And also, imagine
and it saves money.
Imagine trying to make a human, real-life child act out that scene.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
I didn't really think about that because at one point they mentioned like the guy was a pedophile.
Yeah.
And
That's probably this is gonna come out wrong, but that's probably not why Tarantino went that way. But I imagine it was part of it.
It played some key roles in that.
Just something tells me it wasn't idea A. You know what I mean?
It was B.
It wasn't reason A.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So our main character, the woman with no name, goes to Japan to see a guy about some steel. So I'm guessing to get a sword, which, yes, that's what it is.
Awesome scenes.
Guy who makes them says he's retired, so she's like, then just give me one. And he's like, they're not for sale. And she explains that considering it's one of his old students that she needs to take care of, he needs to give her a sword. When he realizes that she's talking about Bill, he tells her, you can sleep here and it'll take about a month to make this sword. And in that time, you should practice.
Yeah, get practicing.
I mean, she's already good with a knife. So I'm sure that month of training with a sword, like, that'll be enough for her to take out, like, all the rest of the assassins and go after Bill and all of that kind of stuff. At least that's what I assume is that plan.
Okay. Well, good thoughts.
But seeing as there are multiple volumes in this series, my guess is she's not even going to get close to Bill until a different movie.
Episode 19.
The second one.
Finally.
Okay.
Episode 19. Bill dies of natural causes.
Well, if it took that long, yeah. All right. I can't with you. Are you sure you're okay over there?
I love it. Yeah, I'm the one with the issues.
Yes.
It's just you and multiple episodes.
All right.
Under the Rock Reviews gang. There's a reason they're called that. She's not faking. She really doesn't know.
So we see what Cottonmouth has been up to, running like the boss's crime families, would you say?
She's taken over the whole Yakuza, the Japanese mafia.
Yeah, she's a head honcho in Tokyo.
That head honcho.
So that's where the woman with no name goes. Cottonmouth and her followers.
The bride, if you're following.
Yeah, no name. Her followers, her people, whatever. They all go to this restaurant or bar or whatever. They get a private room, and the woman with no name is sitting below at the bar. Obviously, they don't know that she's there. Luke keeps looking at me, though, as something big's about to happen. So, yeah.
There was a couple of things that, there's a couple of lines I've said around the house a bunch of times that I was waiting for Naomi to catch, which don't make any sense here, so that doesn't matter. But then just the scene that was coming.
Yeah. Which is a big fight scene, gruesome, everything. At this point, because Luke keeps looking at me, I'm just assuming everyone in the restaurant is going to die, and it wasn't that far off.
Not everyone.
I love, though, that I have no idea what's going to happen from one scene to the next in this movie. It seems like it's all over the place, but it really isn't because everything ends up connecting. It's just not spelt out for you in the beginning. Like,
right.
You have to watch and you have to be paying attention.
It is not super linear.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've enjoyed it, and that, kept me intrigued during the whole movie. So Cottonmouth's assistant goes to the bathroom while the woman with no name is changing, but it looks like she's changing into the same outfit she's already wearing. Can someone please explain that to me?
It's just like, I don't know if it's making fun of like the motorcycle jacket thing, or, it's the whole thing is like an homage to the whatever 60s, 70s, or even earlier ninja movies and stuff, samurai movies. So I think it has something to do with that, and it's just a little goofy.
But she changes her clothes into their exact same outfit.
She has a motorcycle jacket.
Yeah, and she takes it off, and
covers up the regular jacket. But they look they're the same. Yeah,
yes.
So you get the motorcycle jacket, so you're wearing the same outfit, but you're protected when you're on the bike.
Yeah, whatever.
At least that's my logic, anyway. I don't know.
Anyway, assistant's phone goes off. No Name recognizes the ringtone and basically uses her as a hostage.
Could have gone with Uma Thurman.
I thought about that at one point, but I have stuck to it now, so we're already in. They go out to the main dining area.
Volume 2 is going to be great because are you just going to keep calling her that, or are you going to use her name?
It depends on what the name is.
I'm not asking you right now.
It depends on what the name is.
Asking the universe.
Yeah. All right. So they go into the main dining area, and she calls out for Cottonmouth.
Ren Ishii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cottonmouth.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, that's funny, too, because I was like, she calls out for Cottonmouth, but her non-assassin name.
Her real name.
Yeah. I put that in my notes.
It's a long way around to write down her real name.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And she says we have unfinished business. Then she cuts the arm off of the assistant, and blood shoots out everywhere, like way over the top, almost like in a comical way.
Yeah.
There's just so much blood. Like, there is no way that much blood belongs in a body. They're just...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is.
It was a lot.
It's over the top. It's sort of, again, it's that homage to how ridiculous the old school samurai movies were.
Yeah. My note said probably more blood than would be in a human body, but maybe not. I'm not an expert.
I'm no doctor. That's a lot of damn blood.
Basically. All right. So the woman's arm has just been cut off.
Sophie.
Yeah. And so now we know that Cottonmouth is going to send the rest of her team to fight. So that's exactly what happens. They're coming like down the stairway, not one at a time, but basically that's what's happening. She beats up all the villains, and it's not as bloody as the cutting off the limbs and all that. Then she has the battle with Go-Go.
Go-Go.
Yeah. One
Go-Go
very
guy, eh?
close to Cottonmouth. A little closer in skill set as well. They seem a little bit more evenly matched. Reminds me of something, honestly, my sister would watch with like the anime cartoons and all that, because while they're battling, they're like jumping backward. Yeah, and they're like jumping backwards on tables, backflipping to get out of the way, but they land so gracefully like a cat, from table to table, and almost like they're flying in the air for a couple of moments. In the end, Go-Go gets a table leg with nails in it to the head and dies, and it's really gross.
It's a great scene.
Did not like that, though. Then a million more people show up, and then it goes black and white. So we got a different view going now. Girl with no name.
Did you notice right away when it switched to black and white?
Yeah.
I was in that for a good minute or so before I was like, holy shit, it's black and white. When did that happen?
I was like, wait, what? And then it stayed that way. So I was like, this was a choice.
I was in theaters too, so I was, very much engrossed. So
right.
A little bit different.
But she's just taking down everyone. She annihilates everyone. Then she steps outside to fight the boss, Cottonmouth. That's what it felt like a game where, this is the end boss that you gotta fight.
Round 3.
Yeah. And it's snowing. So looks really pretty and calm out, and I guess it's gonna be pretty until blood gets everywhere, which I know that's gonna happen because it's been a bloody movie.
In the snow and everything, and Oren's wearing her whole white gown and whatnot.
Yeah. Terrible fashion choice for this.
It's the opposite of Deadpool. The whole thing is, she's that good, that confident in her skills and stuff that she's gonna win. She's like, I'm not even worried about it.
Well, maybe she shouldn't have been. We have our battle scene, which is actually like a little artsy. It's kind of like they're dancing. I was a little concerned that this part of the movie was going to take too long. We are, I want to know what's going to happen. We've already seen a lot of fighting. I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready for the storyline to continue moving forward. So, like, as the fight starts and it starts artsy, I'm like...
You've had enough limbs hacked off, you're ready to...
Yeah, and I'm like, she's got to kill Bill. We're not going to get there. I knew we weren't going to get there, but something's got to happen because I am not watching 15 minutes of this.
What episode did you think she was going to kill Bill in? 4 or
3.
5?
I thought there was 3.
I love it.
So anyways, I'm a little concerned getting into this scene. Luckily, though, it didn't drag. It moved pretty quickly. It wasn't as long as her battling 1,800 people in the restaurant.
88.
Whatever.
It was the crazy 88.
Well, that does make sense. Okay. I'm glad you have that number there.
Eye roll canceled.
Yeah. So I retract the
Reversed.
last eye roll that just happened there.
There you go.
So luckily it didn't drag. At one point, the woman with no name gets a nice slice in the back and is having a hard time getting back to her feet. And then, her breathing is labored and all that. And you're like, oh, shoot, is this, does the storyline continue with the other
hell?
people?
Who's going to kill Bill?
Well, you never know. Because, again, the one girl I thought was going to be a main character dies right in the first 5 minutes of the movie. But she does get back to her feet. They fight a little longer, and then the top part of Cottonmouth's head gets sliced off. Pretty gross. I don't like that one.
It really was a Hitari Hanzo sword.
Oof, yeah. And that's basically the end. I mean, we see the girl with no name on the plane. She has made her list of 5 people, she's going to kill, with number 5 being Bill. Number 1 being Cottonmouth that she just killed. So it looks like we're watching Kill Bill Volume 2 next week.
And before she gets on the plane, she pulls up to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. And I guess I forgot to mention that part. So, Sophia?
Sophie? No,
The
Sophie.
assistant. The assistant to Cottonmouth, who lost an arm but is still living, even though she lost all her blood, too. So,
There's
whatever.
a lot of blood, man.
Yeah.
Nobody put a tourniquet on that.
So, apparently, the girl with no name held her hostage, got some information out of her, and said, you're going to give me this information or I'm going to, chop off more limbs and it's going to be stuff that you want. So apparently she did give some information. She puts her in the trunk of the vehicle, pulls up to a hospital, throws her down this hill towards the hospital. And then we see Bill talking to her and is, it's basically known that, hey, I gave her all this information, but she wanted the information and she wanted me to tell you that I gave this information. That way Bill knows that the girl with no name is coming for him.
And Bill asks Sophie,
I don't remember.
does she know her daughter's alive?
Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah. I didn't think about the kid. I never even mentioned she was pregnant in here, okay?
You really didn't, did you?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I didn't think it was a big
pretty
part of
damn
the
big
story.
Cliffhanger, all right?
My bad.
All right. This is an all-timer, I gotta tell you. This is an all-timer. The girl with no name.
It was the woman with no name at one point.
I'm
Black
surprised you know
Mamba
Bill's
for a
name.
few. That was easy. Bill.
Was that easy? All right, good.
Easier than Sophie.
Normally I ask you if that was the extent of your notes, but I know it was because they ended prematurely. So,
The last scene, she's on the plane.
did she say she was going to kill Bill in the movie?
I don't think so. But her list of the people she's going to kill, Bill is on the list.
So does that count for you for title in the movie?
No.
All right. Before we get to the normal trivia questions, or not trivia questions, review questions, I want to know what you're expecting / hoping for in Volume 2. Now that you know that's the only sequel. So it is the only sequel. What are you looking forward to? What do you want to happen? Not necessarily what do you think is going to happen, but, kind of what do you.
Well, I feel like there's an assassin that we haven't met because there's 5 people on the list. There is the fake nurse, doctor.
L.
Yeah. So I'm guessing she's going to die in the next one. We have, what was it? Well, number 1, Cottonmouth, who died. She crosses that off right after she kills her. But she crossed off like number 3, I thought, when she killed the first lady.
Cottonmouth and Copperhead were, I believe, 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, something like that.
Okay. So then there's somebody missing there.
Sidewinder.
Okay.
Which is Bud. Which
Okay.
is in this volume 1 where we just watched, there he delivers the line, that woman deserves her revenge and we deserve to die.
Ah, so the police officer, the sheriff.
He a sheriff? Or was he just wearing a cowboy hat?
I don't know.
He's just wearing a cowboy hat. Bud ain't a sheriff.
Okay, well, anyway, so I guess that person's got to die yet, and then Bill's got to die. So that's what's going to happen in volume 2.
That's what you're, and you know.
And I don't know, something about the kid, because apparently that was important.
Wow.
Is the kid going to help? I don't know. We'll see.
Sailor Moon, man. All right. Let's get to the actual review questions now.
I feel like this has been just all over,
All
off
over
the
the place.
rails.
Did you like it?
I did decently enjoy it.
All right. What is going to make it better? Do you want her to kill Bill?
Yeah.
Are you hoping that's how it ends?
Yeah, she's got to get her revenge. She deserves her revenge.
Oh, I can't wait for watching the next movie.
Oh my gosh.
what-
Quentin Tarantino is going to make her die or something, and Bill's going to live on.
What did
It's going to
you
be unfair like life.
What did you know about the movie going in?
Not a whole lot. The music, when she sees red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Ba-ba-da-da-da.
No, like when she sees red. Yes, that.
It's all part of the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Let's see here. What were your thoughts going in?
Well, I knew that it was going to get a little bloody. I just hoped it wasn't going to be too bloody, that it was going to kind of take me out of the movie, which it didn't, so that was good.
Right. Was the blood over the top enough that, like,
Yes,
you know,
the
it wasn't-
over-the-topness helps. Makes it less gruesome.
It is for effect. And, you know, that's the effect that he's going for. What surprised you?
I don't think there's anything that really surprised me in the movie.
Certainly wasn't the cliffhanger that her daughter was alive.
No, I wasn't worried about that. It's been 4 years, you know?
It's ridiculous. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger, 18?
I don't think I would have liked it.
No?
No.
Too story, too gory.
Probably a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would appreciate it.
What was your favorite part?
I like that a lot of things felt very unexpected. I like that, you know, it kind of hooks you, like, throughout everything. Again, they're in the middle of this bloody battle right in the beginning, and then the woman's kid gets home, and then
Yeah.
it's all of a sudden they have a normal conversation besides the, like, swearing and calling each other bitch and things like that. It seems like a normal conversation. It seems like friends that go back to the point where you don't think that anybody's gonna die. You think that's just
Damn
gonna
dog
end.
got in here and acted a fool.
Yeah, you know?
Ridiculous.
And there were a lot of moments like that throughout the movie where it just, you know, I did not know which way it was gonna go.
Okay, so
It was,
that was the favorite part then?
Yeah, it was unpredictable.
Okay, cool. Least favorite part?
It's just some of the slicing and dicing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not big into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of it.
There was a lot of it. Would you recommend it to someone who hasn't watched it?
Yeah, I think you should sit down and watch this one.
Would you watch it again?
Maybe. Maybe.
Would you stop and watch it if it's on TV?
That's a maybe as well.
Are you happy you watched it?
Yes.
All right. I think some of those answers might change after watching Kill Bill Volume 2, which we are fortunate enough to know that's what we're going to do next week. So
Yes.
that's really cool. All right. Well, thank you for sitting through Kill Bill and taking your notes, as good of notes as they were.
As good as they can get.
As good as they could be.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, of all the names you could have called her.
The woman with no name.
Uma.
I like it.
You know, you could have called her Mia Wallace. I mean,
Oh, The woman with no name.
The woman with no name.
I could have called her Bleep the whole time because that's what they did.
I love that too. And like, what the hell? It just, imagine seeing that in theaters and going, what? Why?
Again, I think that's what's going to ruin this whole thing for me, because if she's got a stupid name, it's like, why?
They actually, you are told her name in the first movie, but it's like hidden. So, he's just, I don't know. Tarantino's goofy and all that stuff. So,
yeah.
I think she's credited as the bride in Volume 1. So, there you go.
Okay.
All right. What's next? I can't even remember. Oh, I don't want to sing.
Thought of the day.
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be soul crushing, isn't it? These thoughts of the days are just...
No, this one's okay.
All right. Lay it on me.
I wonder what percentage of people have sat in the backseat of their own car.
You know, it is a weird place to be.
It really is.
In the backseat of your own car. And not drunk, too, because, like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a good place to be if you're drunk.
Yeah, that's a wonderful place to be. But, like, sitting in... Right now, get out of your car. Go sit in the backseat. Like, if you're in the
you
car
just
right now,
know you don't
just pull
belong
over,
back there.
Get in the backseat. Or, like, after work or something like that.
Just sit back there.
Sit in the back seat. It's freaking weird.
You don't belong back there.
That's correct.
It's just not right.
Nicely
it's unsettling.
Done. Nicely done. That's a
See,
good
it
one.
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I'm gonna do my best.
You didn't think we laughed enough today?
Just Loch Ness monster.
I retracted that
stop right
statement.
there.
It's gone.
Yeah, that's.
It's like I never said it.
It's not recorded at all.
This one's not ending up on the website.
Yep, you're listening to this through magic somehow. Ultimate Dad Joke Book. 501 Hilarious Jokes and Puns by Hugh Murmy. Love it. Thank you, Brian. Ready?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Where do you take a sick boat?
I don't know.
To the dock.
That's stupid. That was so stupid. Should have seen that coming, too.
What do pirates say on their 80th birthdays?
I don't know.
I matey.
That's dumb, too.
Yes, it is.
These are terrible.
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Because you can't.
Because it's pointless. What kind of undies do clouds wear?
I don't know.
Thunderwear.
That's stupid. Oh my gosh. And the look on your face, like, you're just so proud of that. You shouldn't be.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you again, Brian, for the joke book. I love it.
Gosh.
It makes my job so much easier, even though I don't do much anyway. So thanks for hanging out with us for another episode of Luke and Naomi On Air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock Reviews, episode 106 with Kill Bill Volume 2, the last edition
The last one.
of Kill Bill.
Multiple volumes.
No Volume 3. We're not going to do Volume 3. We're just going to omit that one.
Yeah.
Princess Shabubu. It just goes right off the rails.
Just why?
After 2. So thank you again. We want to know, would you cross the bridge, America to Europe? Would you do it? Let us know on Facebook, Luke and Naomi On Air. You can do it YouTube, wherever you happen to be listening. You can drop your comment on our website now as well. That's lukeandnaomi.com. Check that out for us. Absolutely appreciate it. Subscribe everywhere. Until next episode, have some fun and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.